and thank you to all of the speakers. Now there's about 20 minutes left before David Pollock speaks. So please make your questions to the panelists. Please make your questions as short as possible, and also panelists, please answer as short as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Kat Callow. I run a small UK-based charity called Project Mosaic. It's at projectmosaic.net. We promote intercultural tolerance and fight against prejudice and extremism. We set up Project Mosaic 3 years ago in memory of my cousin, who was one of the firefighters that died on 9/11 at the World Trade Center while helping to rescue people. I have a question for Madame Michèle Vianès, please. I am British, I'm also American. I would like to ask for your advice in what response I can give to a close friend of mine here in the UK. He's English by birth, he is university educated, highly intelligent, would describe himself as liberal and progressive. For years I have had a debate with him whereby I have said niqab and burqa are not helpful for society, for men, for women, for general civil discourse. But he says a woman's right to wear niqab or burqa is a fundamental human right, and no government has the right to interfere, and the French legal ban on niqab and burqa are damaging that right. Could you help me? Thank you.
I try. I can. I do a lot about it. First of all, the law in France, the last law in France, is about hiding the face. The real sentence is nobody can, in public space, wear outfit designed to conceal the face. It's based on two reasons. First of all, a woman who has her face hidden, breaching the requirements in social life. The second, the woman with the hidden, thank you, with the hidden face, finds herself in a situation of exclusion and inferiority, inconsistent with the principle of French Republic, freedom, equality, and human dignity stated by French Republic. So, there are 2 days. There are a big information of everybody in France, with one sentence: La République se vit à visage découvert. I translate, I try. The Republic is lived, uncovered face, openly. And also thing is very important in the circular. The circular is new, and I had it last week. What is public space? Public space: streets, roads, highways, beaches, square. All the place opened to the public. Shops, theaters, banks, airports. All assigned, thank you. Assigned to, is not my vocabulary. Assigned to public service, hospital, city hall, post offices, buses, all transportation. It's important because with hidden face, identification of women is impossible. And there are some penalization by local courts. There are 2 penalizations. One, the first, infringement of law with fine of 150 euro maximum, and citizenship course. But whether there was coercion and conceal the face was forced by anyone, the penalty is more important, up to 1 year of jail and fine up to 30,000 euros. If, very important for young girls, if the coercion is against minor, the penalty can bundle up to 2 years of jail and fine up to 60,000 euros. So, how do you do this? From 11th of April, public officials will be entitled to refuse access to a person whose face is hidden. In case of failure to comply, public official must call police. Only police can establish the offense and write reports. Women organizations as mine are called upon to explain the law to the women, but negotiating is out of question. All people living in France must obey the law, and nobody is in the street with her face hiding.
Thank you all, but particularly to Yasmin, you have brought it really clearly. Two things that puzzles me, to be honest. The laws in Western countries are trying to compromise on these things. One of them is, I remember about 10 or 12 years ago, I wrote a letter regarding to Jack Straw, who was the Home Secretary at the time, that a divorce in British law for Muslim women is not recognized in her country of origin. And I wonder if this is still, at the time he wrote me a reply saying that this is a cultural thing and we cannot interfere. So, you know, she has to go through the process all over again. The other thing, you mentioned polygamy. And I know for sure that there are certain cases for men coming to this country with 2 wives, and they are accepted over here. So I wonder, you know, through these channels, and whether, what if there is any percentage in the Asian community accepting polygamy, and if it's practiced. Thank you.
I agree with you, there's incredible confusion, and I think this, not just this government, but the governments that we've had in previous years, have not done anything to address that. In terms of your question about an English divorce not being recognised in country of origin, that's actually wrong in the context of, if you are a British national and you have been married here and you've got a divorce, if you go to, say, Pakistan or India, and you want to remarry, you will be, and you say that you're a divorcee, you will have to produce your English divorce certificate, not your divorce from an Islamic council. They ask you for the English legal divorce certificate, your decree nisi or your decree absolute. In the Arab world it may be different, but in the subcontinent that's the question. The government must be clear. In terms of polygamy, I'm absolutely stunned that polygamy takes place within the Muslim community in this country, and I've interviewed women from a range of different ethnic backgrounds, from Africa, from the Middle East and from South Asia. Again, the immigration rules are not clear. You can't have two marriages in this country that are legally recognised, but you can have a civil marriage and you can have a religious marriage, which would, but only the wife who would undergo the civil marriage would be legally recognised as the wife and therefore entitled to inheritance and pensions. But if you have a second wife or a third or fourth in a country where polygamy is legal, then you can apply for her to come to this country as a spouse. These loopholes have to be addressed because they are increasing the vulnerability of women and children in this country and overseas. We are supporting abuse of women and children until there is some clarity on the law, and that absolutely has to change, and that's something I know many of us in this country are campaigning for.